Hi, I'm Evelyn, and I never thought I'd be telling this story, but here we are. I'm a pediatric nurse who married the love of my life, James, 6 years ago. We have the most beautiful 4-year-old twin girls, Sophie and Emma. They're identical, but couldn't be more different in personality. Sophie's our little artist, always covered in paint, while Emma's basically a tiny scientist, taking apart her toys to see how they work. The girls are growing up so fast. They need a strong grandmother figure in their lives, my mother-in-law Barbara said during one of her first visits after the twins were born. Back then, I thought she was being sweet. I even appreciated how she'd bring homemade meals and help with the laundry. "You're such a blessing, Barbara. I don't know how we'd manage without you," I'd tell her, genuinely grateful for the help with 2 newborns. "That's what family is for, dear. You're like the daughter I never had." She'd smile, but looking back, I should have noticed how her eyes never quite matched that smile. As the twins grew older, Barbara's help became more intense. She'd show up unannounced, rearrange our kitchen because it's more efficient this way, and question every parenting decision we made. "The girls shouldn't be eating that. Here, I brought proper snacks." She'd toss out the organic treats I'd carefully selected. But Barbara, the pediatrician, approved these snacks. They're perfectly healthy. Doctors don't know everything, Evelyn. I raised James, and he turned out just fine. James would try to mediate. "Mom, we appreciate your help, but Evelyn and I make the decisions for our kids." "Of course, dear. I'm just trying to help. You're both so busy with work." Something always felt off about her behavior, but I kept dismissing my concerns. Maybe I was being too sensitive. After all, she was just being a grandmother, right? The real turning point came last week. I needed minor surgery to remove some problematic wisdom teeth. Nothing major, but I'd be out of commission for a few days. "You'll need help with the girls," Barbara said, sitting at our kitchen table. "James can't take time off work right now. His promotion is coming up." I was thinking of asking my sister Helen to— "Nonsense. Family should help family. I'll take the girls to my house. It'll be like a little vacation for them." "I don't know." I glanced at James, who looked uncomfortable. "It makes sense, honey. Mom's right. I can't take time off right now." "Perfect." Barbara clapped her hands. "I'll get their room ready. Don't worry about a thing, Evelyn. I'll take care of everything." The way she said everything sent chills down my spine, but I brushed it off as just anxiety. Something about her tone didn't sit right with me. If I only knew then what I know now, I would have trusted my instincts instead of trying to be the perfect daughter-in-law who never complains about her mother-in-law's help. The day after my surgery, while Barbara took the girls to the park, I went to her house to grab Sophie's favorite stuffed unicorn she'd left behind. That's when I noticed the papers scattered across her home office desk. My jaw dropped when I saw Emma's name on what looked like legal documents. I snapped photos with trembling hands and called my sister. "Helen, I need you to come over to Barbara's right now. Something's really wrong." "What kind of documents are these?" Helen squinted at my phone screen 20 minutes later. "They look like adoption papers? But that's impossible. Why would she have adoption papers for Emma?" "Look at this signature. That's supposed to be yours, but that's not my handwriting. Oh my God, she forged my signature." We dug deeper into Barbara's desk drawers and found a whole folder of correspondence with Happy Families Adoption Agency. My hands shook as I read the emails. "She's been planning this for months. Look at these messages. She's been telling them I'm an unfit mother, that I'm mentally unstable." "We need to call Mark," Helen said, pulling out her phone. Her boyfriend was a detective, and we desperately needed his expertise. When Mark arrived, he examined everything with his professional eye. "This is serious. She's committed multiple felonies here: forgery, attempted kidnapping, false statements." "James needs to see this," I said, dreading the conversation ahead. That evening, after Barbara dropped off the girls, I showed everything to James. He kept shaking his head, his face getting paler with each document. "This has to be some kind of mistake. My mom wouldn't." "She couldn't. Look at these emails, James. She's been meeting with adoption agencies behind our backs." "Maybe she's helping someone else?" His voice was desperate, pleading. "She forged my signature. She's trying to adopt Emma without our knowledge. Mark stepped in, laying out the evidence. The documentation is clear. She's been systematically building a case, claiming Evelyn is an unfit mother. She's even got character witnesses lined up. Who? James demanded. Her church friends, mostly. People who've only seen your family at events she's controlled. Helen put her arm around me. We need to act fast. She could try to take Emma at any time. She's got copies of our house keys. I suddenly remembered. She had them made when she was helping with the renovations. I'll call a locksmith right now, James said, finally snapping into action. And my mom. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to call the police. First, we document everything, Mark advised. Every paper, every email. We need to build an airtight case before she realizes we know. I looked at my twins playing in the next room, blissfully unaware of what their grandmother had planned. The thought of her trying to separate them made me sick to my stomach. Our lawyer's office was packed with family members I hadn't seen in years. James's cousin Rachel was the first to speak up. It's not just you, Evelyn. 10 years ago, Barbara tried to convince everyone I was too young to raise my son. She actually contacted social services. She what? James gripped the armrest of his chair. She told them I was doing drugs. I had to go through 3 drug tests to prove I was clean. I cut contact after that. Our lawyer, Miss Thompson, scribbled notes furiously. This establishes a pattern of behavior. Anyone else? James's Aunt Patricia raised her hand. She tried to get power of attorney over my father, her own brother, claiming he was mentally incompetent. He was just grieving Mom's death. Why didn't anyone tell me? James looked devastated. She's your mother, sweetheart. We didn't want to hurt you. Mark burst into the office, waving a file. You won't believe what I found. Barbara tried this before at a different adoption agency. She actually succeeded in getting temporary guardianship of someone's kid by forging documents. How did she get away with it? I felt my blood run cold. The family moved away before pressing charges. They were too scared of her connections in the community. My phone buzzed. Another toxic message from Barbara. Have you seen what she's posting on social media? She's telling everyone I'm having a mental breakdown? We can use that, Miss Thompson said. She's building our case for us. James checked his phone and groaned. She's called my boss, telling him I need family leave because you're unstable, Evelyn. She's getting sloppy, Mark noted, making mistakes. The door opened and Barbara's former housekeeper walked in. Sorry I'm late, but I have something you need to see. She pulled out a stack of notebooks. Barbara kept detailed plans. She's been working on getting custody of Emma since the twins were born. She has lists of people she planned to turn against you, Evelyn. My own mother's name is on here, James said, flipping through pages. She was going to blackmail her with old family secrets. This is like some crazy movie plot, Helen whispered. My phone lit up again. She's here! Barbara's outside the building! Perfect timing, Miss Thompson smiled. The police are waiting downstairs with the restraining order. Let her come. Wait, James stood up. I need to face her first. She needs to know she's lost her son, too. We heard Barbara's voice in the hallway. Where is my son? What lies has she been telling? James opened the door. The only liar here is you, Mom. We know everything. Whatever Evelyn told you, save it for court. Every person in this room is a witness to your manipulation. It's over. The sound of handcuffs clicking shut in the hallway was the most satisfying thing I'd ever heard. The courtroom fell silent as Barbara took the stand. Her perfectly styled hair and designer outfit couldn't hide her desperation anymore. I did it for James, she insisted, her voice quivering. When the twins were born, Sophie looked just like him. But Emma, she looks exactly like her mother. I couldn't let another woman take my son away again. What do you mean, again? The prosecutor leaned forward. His first girlfriend in college. She turned him against me. Then Evelyn came along and suddenly my son barely visited. 2 daughters, and one of them doesn't even look like our family. So you decided to steal my child? I couldn't help shouting from my seat. Order in the court, the judge warned. I wasn't stealing her. I was protecting our bloodline. Emma could be raised properly, following our family traditions. No more of this modern parenting nonsense. James squeezed my hand as his mother continued her delusional rant. Those adoption papers were insurance. Once I had legal rights to Emma, I could make sure she was raised right. Evelyn is too soft, too permissive. My son deserves a proper heir. Your Honor, Miss Thompson stood up. The defendant's statement clearly shows premeditation and a disturbing pattern of familial manipulation. The verdict came swiftly. 5 years for attempted kidnapping, forgery, and filing false reports, plus a lifetime restraining order. Outside the courthouse, Rachel hugged me tight. Finally, someone stopped her. You did what none of us were brave enough to do. The family therapy sessions are really helping, James added. I never realized how much Mom's control affected all of us. Look who's here, Helen called out. Our neighbor group had organized a support rally. We've got your backs, Mrs. Anderson from next door declared. No one's getting near those girls without going through all of us first. The neighborhood watch has been totally revamped, Mark explained. We've even got an emergency response system in place. Speaking of systems, Patricia chimed in. We're starting a family support group. No more suffering in silence. Sophie tugged at my sleeve. Is mean grandma going away? Yes, sweetie. She can't hurt our family anymore. Good. She made Emma cry when she said we weren't real twins. James knelt down. You and Emma are perfect just as you are. No one will ever separate you. Later that night, looking at our daughters sleeping peacefully, James whispered, I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. Mom's obsession with perfect families nearly destroyed ours. But it didn't. Instead, we've got something better. Real family, chosen family, and a whole community of support. And security cameras. Don't forget the security cameras, Helen joked, bringing in hot chocolate. To new beginnings, James raised his mug. And to my amazing wife, who protected our daughters when I was too blind to see the threat. To family, everyone echoed. The real kind. What would you have done if you discovered that a family member had been secretly planning to take your child for years? Would you press charges immediately, or try to handle it privately within the family first? Barbara's obsession with bloodline and family appearance led her to attempt something unthinkable. But sometimes the hardest choices come when dealing with family members who cross serious boundaries. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had to choose between family loyalty and protecting your own children? How did you handle it? If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real family stories that tackle the complicated dynamics we all face. Hit that notification bell to catch our next video, exploring challenging family situations and how to overcome them.